Morning all, and welcome back once again to the channel. My name's Gary. I like watches. If you're here watching this, you probably like watches too, and you're probably already familiar with the huge Chinese watch brand called Seagull. They've been making watches for a very, very long time. They are a huge global watch movement manufacturer, and they reached out to me recently letting me know that they just made a new watch and they thought it would appeal to some of you guys. When I first saw pictures of it, I was actually quite taken back because, well, they tend to produce more traditional, conservative watches. Yeah, some of their watches are really quite modern and sort of out there, but I really wasn't expecting this. They've produced 4 different colour variations: lava, ocean, rock and dune. And I've just been onto the Seagull official store on AliExpress to see how much it's going to cost me to pick up one of these watches today. $171 US. So it's not an expensive AliExpress watch, but then it's also not a cheap AliExpress watch. And I really do like Seagull watches because, well, this is a huge brand with a fantastic reputation, and I don't recall ever having a Seagull watch that has had a quality control issue. All the movements seem to run nicely. The finishing on the whole is always really, really good. I think their watches their affordable watches, I should say, do represent good value for money. But of course, this one isn't perfect. So yeah, let's run through the specifications and then I'll let you know what I think the weaknesses are. So the movement inside this watch is an affordable Seagull movement, an ST17, 17 jewels, 21,600 beats per hour, hacks, hand winds. It is an automatic movement. Not the prettiest movement. They've given you an exhibition case back, but yeah, still nice to see the movement, I guess. I prefer your more traditional three-handed watches, I'll be honest. I'm not wild about subdials with running seconds in them, but yeah, it's in a way a bit different, isn't it? 316L stainless steel, sapphire crystal, screw down case back, pull push crown, 50 meters of water resistance, solid end links, solid links, split pins in the bracelet, butterfly clasp, no half links. Oh yeah, that's a bit of a shame, isn't it? The butterfly clasp looks good though. Seems to be good quality, milled, nicely finished. It seems a lot better than a lot of the butterfly clasps that I see on affordable watches these days. So yeah, I like the clasp. You get good continuation of the bracelet. That's of course the main benefit of the butterfly clasp. It's just the fit. I think some people may have a problem getting a comfortable fit. End link fit is good though. Crown action is nice. Steel finishing is good. I've said it before many times. Yeah, Seagull do finish their watches very, very nicely. The polished surfaces seem nice and smooth. The brushing, very satin-like, very consistent. The transitions, there aren't really many areas where it transitions from one type of finishing to another. Applied indices, dual facet polished hands. I'd like to see a little bit of extra length on that minute hand, I think. It falls short of the chaptering. The dial, though. Yeah, that was the thing that surprised me most about this watch. I just wasn't expecting them to produce a watch with this sort of sand dune effect dial, and I think they've done it very, very nicely. There is some color fade, so the dials are darker towards the outside of the dial and they get more colorful towards the center. I think they've incorporated the running seconds hand complication nicely. The dune effect is quite big. It's very clean, very crisp. The print on the dial seems nice enough. I'm not wild about the shape of the, well, seconds hand. It's not really a hand, is it? It's a sort of star. There is a splash of colour on it, so you can use it as a running seconds hand, of course. But yeah, I think me personally, I would have preferred a movement where the seconds hand is just, yeah, on the main dial with the minutes and the hour hand, of course. But there will be many people out there that like the fact that this is a little bit different. Yeah, it's a sort of classic looking case and bracelet with quite a modern dial and modern set of hands and applied indices. Yeah, I really wasn't expecting this from Seagull, and I think the colours they've chosen are really nice, actually. They were a surprise as well. When I saw the 4 colour options available, they've gone a little bit, well, out there, I think. I think the red one and this sort of dune or sand dune effect one are my favourites. The silver one clashes a little bit with the hands and applied indices, doesn't it? And that sort of ocean blue one, I think the colour's a little bit too light for me anyway. But yeah, this watch was a surprise to me, and it is a sort of affordable Seagull. It's quite rare these days that you see Seagull watches, or you don't see many Seagull watches for around $150 to $200. They tend to produce sort of mid-tier, slightly more expensive watches. They do actually make some incredibly expensive luxury watches. They list them on AliExpress. I wonder how many people actually buy their very, very expensive watches from AliExpress. Not too many, I suspect. I think most people that go onto the official store are looking at watches in this sort of price bracket. And for the money, yeah, I don't think it's a bad offering at all. Of course, there are a few little things I'd change. I would, put some half links in, change the seconds hand or the dial configuration to incorporate the seconds hand on the main dial. I'd add a touch more taper to the bracelet as well. I think there's 2.2 millimeters of taper, but yeah, it just looks a little bit broad underneath the wrist, doesn't it? But apart from that, I don't think there's anything else I'd really change. Guys, yeah, let me know what you think of Seagull's latest offering. It was a surprise to me. Was it a surprise to you? Would you like to see more watches like this come out of Seagull? I think I would. All right, guys, as always, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it.